Drive to left. Get out of here. Get out of here. Gone. They win it. Santa Maria.
What's up, everyone? College Lefty. And as you can see from the last game, if you missed the last BR video, I was able to walk it off, and we will be continuing on that same run in this video. So hopefully you guys enjoy. And this opponent has a very nice squad. He's got that Brandon Phillips. He's got Babe Ruth. He's got Carlos Santana, Eduardo Nunez, Jose Ramirez, Gary Carter, Billy Burns, and Tucker Barnhart. So you know he has a couple good guys in his bullpen, probably a gold. Yeah, a gold or two in his bullpen. So I have to look out for that. Mormoning this guy up. Matt Bowman, who has a very effective splitter. He was effective for me in the last couple games, so I went with him right away rather than coming into using him in the second or third inning. But I had this pitcher. I threw a curveball right over the middle of the plate. This is a guy, Ryan Merritt. I used him in some of the events earlier on in the season, so I knew that he was a pretty good card. There I was able to get Brandon Phillips to ground out to Javier Baez there. The best second baseman in the game, in my opinion. And that brings up Immortal Babe Ruth. I brought in Sammy Solis to face him. Go with the sinker inside, and I was able to get him there. Popped it up. He was a little bit late on that. That was definitely a big out. Anytime you get out in Immortal and BR, that's a huge out. I mean, they're the best hitters in this game. So, especially in BR, they play at a crazy level. But here I figured I would leave in Sammy Solis to face Carlos Santana, and it worked out. He grounded out to Baez. I'm not really sure what Carlos Santana's stats are, but I always remember him hitting right-handed pitchers a lot better. I remember him swinging lefty, hitting some no-doubt home runs on the Indians. But anyway, I hit a hard ball right there with Harrison Bader. I figured I would have him leading off in this one once again. It worked out in the last game, but he has yet to get a base hit for me. That it happens so far. So far he's 0 for like 3 or whatever, but he doesn't really have the best hitting stats. Just the fact that he's facing a common and he has good speed, so I put him at the leadoff spot. But I don't know how I missed that one. He left his common in for the rest of the inning, and I lined out with Luis Gonzalez. I don't know how I missed that one with Javier Baez and Luis Gonzalez both. But he did leave his common pitcher in, so I had to try to take advantage and swing at some of those pitches. Even though they weren't probably the best pitches to swing at, I definitely could have done some damage with those because of the PCI was huge. It was almost like we were playing on rookie right there. So anyway, I'm trying to buckle down here and pitch in the second inning, trying to get him down to his last 3 outs and give myself a shot to take the lead in the second inning. That's the goal at this point. I mean, just keep the lead where it is. He doesn't really have the best offensive lineup at the bottom of this lineup, especially. So I went ahead and played the matchups anyway. I brought in Matt Bowman to face this Gary Carter, and he's a pretty good card. This Matt Bowman, his splitter is very effective. I really thought he threw his fastball a little bit harder than 90, but it's all good. I mean, he's got that 80-mile-an-hour splitter, and that's really what I just went to. I threw 3 straight. This guy was chasing some low pitches. I figured I could get him in the dirt. I went with it, and I successfully got a strikeout there. So this brings up Kozart, who I'm 2 for 2 with 2 homers with, or actually 3 for 3 with 2 homers. And I just missed that one. I mean, I was late on it. Up and inside, he left his common in for that batter as well. I don't really know. This guy's a level 5 Brown, so he might not really know what he's doing as much in BR. But as soon as he brought in a different pitcher, a Silver and Tommy Canley, I was able to hit that one with Michael Morris. I squared that one up and ripped it into the gap for a double. So that's going to give me a chance to score a run in this inning, which is exactly what I'm going for. 1 out, guy on second base. That's perfect. Brings up Conforto. And I'm looking for a slider. He throws it, and I hit it just right on the screws, on top of it a little bit, right to his second baseman. That one was hit 110 miles an hour right there, as you can see. Good. 110. I just was on top of it, just barreled it up right to the second baseman, but brings up Chris Taylor, and I wasn't expecting a fastball up and in there. If I was, I would have turned on that one and hit it down the line, but that card really doesn't have that much power either. So here we're facing Billy Burns. His bottom of his lineup is not that great. I'm just trying to avoid facing Babe Ruth one more time in this game. I think that would be the only card that could really do some damage against me. So as long as I get this guy out, and then his pitcher spot comes up, I haven't given up any hits yet in this one. And he's going to hit it to left field there. Luis Gonzalez is going to make that play. Locked on there pretty good. And that brings up Chris Carter. I was surprised he brought this good of a bat off the bench as a pinch hitter. I mean, Chris Carter has a good amount of power. I would have been starting him, possibly leading him off. But that brings up Brett Nicholas. And this is the catcher, the bronze catcher that I got. I power swung on that one, and I hit a little dinker, but his fielder is running right by the ball there. Let's go ahead and take another look at it in slow motion as Jose Ramirez just runs right past it. I think that's Jose Ramirez. I could be mistaken there. I think that was the rookie version. But that brings up Harrison Bader. He threw a wild pitch. I was able to get to second base with Brett Nicholas. And 28 speed on second. I was able to rip one up the middle with Harrison Bader getting his first hit, and that's going to be the game-winning hit. If this 28 speed can get home, and he's safe, just barely. Just barely safe. We walked that one off. That was the bottom of the third inning. So we move up to 3-0 on this run. I will have another game right here. I'm going to go ahead and switch up the lineup a little bit. I figured I would lead off Baez and then kind of bat Cozart third because I was really hitting well with him. But we're going to go ahead and hop right into this next game. I just had a couple lineup adjustments. I figured I would move Luis Gonzalez up in the order. We're going up against a good player here. He's got Cody Bellinger, Buster Posey, Juan Soto, Gold, Hanley Ramirez, Troy Tulowitzki, Brandon Belt, DJ LeMahieu, and Jason Worth. So definitely a solid offensive team. He probably has one guy in the bullpen that's pretty good. Other than that, he's doesn't have the best bullpen, I would imagine. But there, at first pitch of the game, I squared that one up, hit it right up the middle into the shift with Javier Baez. And that's really what I was looking for, to try to do, get him some more at-bats. But he brought in the silver Antonio Bastardo, which is probably his best reliever in this game. For his team, he had that silver lefty, very good card to get in Battle Royale, just has control issues. And my timing was just barely off on these ones. Just missed it with Luis Gonzalez, even though I was good feedback on it. It was just underneath the ball, and he doesn't really have the most power versus lefties. Then there with Cozart, I just got underneath that one and get the right launch angle. We're playing at Bayfront. In this field, the ball doesn't really carry that much, and the wind was blowing in 5 miles an hour in this one. So now we're facing Cody Bellinger, the Diamond Postseason version. And I got him with the slurve there on the strikeout. That was a great pitch from the common pitcher. I went ahead and brought in Matt Bowman there right away. Go with the splitter. First pitch swinging. He's hitting a ground ball to third base. Third baseman makes the play there. And now that brings up the player of the month, Juan Soto. And I know he has a little bit better power versus lefties, so I didn't want to bring in a lefty to face him. I went ahead and left Matt Bowman out there, and he got the job done. I was able to go 1-2-3 in that inning. That brings up Michael Conforto for me. And struck out there on a changeup. It was a little bit of a low pitch. I power swung on the previous pitches before that. Just missed a couple pitches there. But then Michael Morse sends one oppo right into the wind with the bad launch angle. Just too much of a pop fly there. Didn't really get rewarded. I swung. It wasn't a bad swing on that one, but it wasn't the best. And here we have Harrison Bader up, who got the game-winning hit for us last time. And that's what I keep doing with these right-handed hitters. Some of these guys on this team just grounding out right to shortstop, hitting the ball hard. Right through, right to shortstop area, up the middle, into the shift. It is what it is. But here we have Matt Bowman. I still left him in, 6 pitches in. This guy was kind of pausing every batter, practice swinging, so I did my best to try to cut that out as much as I could, clip it out of the game. But it did make the game go a little bit longer than expected. I mean, here he's doing it once again, 2-2 count with Troy Tulowitzki up. I figured if he's doing this, then he's going to mess himself up more so than it's going to mess me up. I figured I'd just wait, let him do all that stuff, and then pick my pitch and go for it. But that brings up Chris Taylor. I hit a hard ground ball right to the shortstop once again, and that's going to be the first out of this inning. That brings up Brett Nicholas, who kind of was a hero on the last one for me. I power swung it with him once again, and that one was just up and inside. Popped it up right to the first baseman. Brandon Belt's going to make the play there. And now I'm going to pinch hit Steven Souza Jr. And since he had a lefty out there, I was kind of hoping he would play the matchup and bring in a righty to face Steven Souza, even though he has more power versus righties. But he went ahead and left him Bastardo, 21 pitches in the game. And he's getting a little bit wild. He threw a changeup outside there. And now he's going with the slider over the middle of the plate. And I connected with that one. Squared it up. I wasn't sure if it was going out or off the wall, but that one did go out. And luckily it did, because there were 2 outs in this inning. That brings up Baez. He's going to go ahead and pause it, bring in a new pitcher in Arodys Vizcaino. And I'm looking for a pitch inside with against Vizcaino, and he throws one, and I ripped it against the shift there. Well, into the shift and just right through it. Right through the 6th hole in that situation. Brings up Luis Gonzalez. And with Baez in this type of situation, I'm looking to steal. I'm looking to do a hit and run any sort. There I power swung, and I missed that slider. Here we go with a hit and run. I power swung on that one as well. Hit one into the gap. That's going to easily score Baez, and that's going to be a triple for Luis Gonzalez because his fielder missed that one right there. And that's going to set us up to score another run, bringing up Zach Cozart in this inning. And he went ahead and paused it here. I wasn't sure if he was going to bring in a new pitcher, but he did go ahead and quit that game out, so we are moving up to 4-0. And thank you guys for watching this video. We have our gold card as Buster Posey. I appreciate all the support on these Battle Royale videos. I'm excited to finish off this run. Hopefully we can get to 6 and then 9, 12, baby. So we'll see what happens. Until next time, guys, peace out.